Song of the show.
No,
That's not the theme song.
Oh, yeah, let it.
Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. That's a good. I think.
Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand. I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me.
Welcome to the first official episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. I'm your host, Sarah Whitman, with me my co-host,
Kaylin Clothier.
Hey.
Hey, girl.
Alright, so we just started our first show, which is Firefly. And we watched episode 1 of the series, because it's only one.
Watch the pilot, yeah.
Watch the pilot, Serenity, parts 1 and 2, according to the magical source of Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. It's 2 parts.
It's long. It was like about
an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's like 90 minutes, like, your standard 42-minute
And then for those of you who didn't watch the intro podcast thingy, I am a fan of the show. I would watched the full series and the movie Serenity about 2 years ago. And this is my first time going back and watching all of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have never seen the show before. Although I've been hearing about it since forever, and I feel like I'm severely lacking in geek cred by never have seen it.
I mean, I haven't seen it.
So it's been on the watch list for a while, but so this is... so I'm the first reaction.
Hooray.
There's the fan reaction.
Yeah, and if you are a patron, then you can watch our commentary, which, yes, we'll edit down a bit, and hopefully that'll sound good.
Maybe. Just throw it up there.
It's the first one.
You can sync it with your thing. We'll make that a special feature.
Alright, so before we get into the episode breakdown, I'm going to talk about the backstory, which Kayla did not know when she went into the episode.
Nope. Well, I know a little bit about the show, but yeah, I think I've tried to stay away from the main plot points just to avoid spoilers.
Alright, well, with the magical website that is Wikipedia.
Good website.
I will tell you the backstory according to this.
Alright.
So,
read away.
The series takes place in the year 2517 on a variety of planets and moons. The TV series does not reveal whether these celestial bodies are within one star system, only saying that Serenity's motive.
Okay.
The characters occasionally refer to Earth that was, and not that long before the events of the series, a large population had emigrated from Earth to the new star system in generation ships. Earth that was could no longer sustain our numbers, we were so many. The emigrated established themselves in new star systems with dozens of planets and hundreds of moons. Many of these were terraformed, a process in which planets and moons
terraform. I feel like that's
resemble Earth.
Is that a newer thing? Because I just feel like I hear about that a lot lately. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of Man of Steel.
I don't really feel like going to that right now.
All right, that's fair.
The terraforming process was only the first step in making the planets habitable. However, the outlying settlements often did not receive any further support in the construction of the civilization. The result is that many of the border planets and moons have forbidden dry environments, which sustain the Western genre. So, like I said,
it just becomes the Wild West.
Yeah, so
essentially,
the closer you are to the Alliance, you are the more sci-fi, and the farther away you are, more Western.
It kind of reminds me of the Hunger Games, kind of. Yeah, because you got the districts in the middle are towards the capital, and they're doing pretty well, and then you got District 12 in Appalachia. Yeah.
So the show takes place in a Firefly class ship called Serenity, hence the title of the show and the episode.
And the movie,
and
right?
The movie.
Yeah, see, I pay attention.
Yeah. The ship was named after the Battle of Serenity Valley, which was the battle in the first place.
Ah, okay.
Which mountains, though, were on the losing side.
Yeah, it didn't look like they were winning.
No.
just putting that out there.
Yeah. And so that was between the Alliance. I would say they were the Browncoats, but the actual name is the Independents. Which the Independents lost.
So is Browncoats the name that they use in the show, or is that just the fan name?
They use both.
Okay.
I think there's Browncoats in the
I know that's kind of what the fans are called.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, so the captain of the crew is Malcolm L. Reynolds, who was Nathan Fillion, and his first mate, so Washburn, and Zelia Veteran Browncoats of the Unification War, a failed attempt by the outlining worlds to resist the Alliance restoration of control. So basically, they didn't want to be controlled by the Alliance.
So how much do they talk about that in the later episodes? Is that something that I'm just gonna have to wait to hear about, or is that something that they just go forth with?
I know, in the beginning of the episodes coming up, it's either narrated by Shepard Book or Mal, and basically saying this is what happened.
Oh, just exposition dump.
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the basic plot line, and also I said before when they terraformed, it was mainly the America and China, which is why there is influences of both.
Right.
All right, want to get into the episode?
Yeah, let's get into the episode.
All right. So, basically what we said before, there was a Battle of Serenity.
Yeah.
Which took place in 2511.
2511. Okay, they put a date on that.
Mal and Zoe are in the battle, and they lose, and the Browncoats are defeated, and according to Wikipedia, massacred by the Alliance.
Oh, that's fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's really your standard, war tactic. You lose, you die.
Yeah. So we introduced the first Nathan Fillion, who I call Mr. Sexy.
He's all right.
I like him. He's pretty.
Right. Okay.
So what do you think of the battle scene?
I thought the battle scene was fine, I guess, because it had, I don't know, as far as setting, it was kind of hard to tell, like, where it is, or that was, like, another planet. It was a little bit, it reminded me, I'm not sure why, it reminded me of Starship Troopers a little bit, if you remember Starship Troopers, like, the setting, like the landscape of it.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it was interesting that there was really, like, no explanation, I feel, unless that was the part we were talking over. So there was like a lot of stuff going on, but they didn't tell you, this is what's happening, this is what's going on. So it was kind of one of those throw you right into it kind of openings, which is interesting. But it didn't do a lot to, I think, inform the viewer early on.
We were kind of talking over. I don't remember if they actually explained everything. I know, like, throughout the show, they kind of, like, go through.
Right.
I just, like, I think, and also they made it clear, like, later on. But, yeah, I think, like, before, when I first watched the show, like, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And after a while, like, for the most part, you can kind of pick up what's going to go on eventually.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it totally leaves, the viewer out to dry, but it definitely is something that they're not going to kind of, hold your hand through explaining the backstory, at least in that first episode.
Well, I think it's, like, also, like, I mentioned that this episode didn't air first.
Yeah, but it sounded but it looked like it was supposed to.
Yeah.
It was made first.
Pilot. No, this episode, I think this was, this aired in December, and the first episode aired in, July.
Nice.
Oh, Fox.
Nice. Oh, Fox.
Yeah, okay, so they're in the battle, and Mal is kind of just like, he has hope, and he's like, clearly got religion.
Optimistic? Oh, yeah.
Optimistic, like, yeah, they could totally win. And, like, a lot of the times, like, the rebels usually win.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it's Look through the historical archives and found Star Wars and was like, oh, man, I'm down for that.
Yeah, but then the big spaceships comes and they're like, nope, sorry, you lose. Because the Alliance probably has more money.
They're nice green lights. It's a very, it's...
You said RoboCop.
RoboCop. Well, later on, you see, like, the feds or whatever, and they look kind of like RoboCop. So there's this very large distinction, I think, between the type of sci-fi that they're going for. Mm-hmm. So you have, like, your standard, like, chrome sci-fi that looks like it's, like, the Alliance people. This is what I'm getting just from watching the first episode. And then you have, like, the Wild West sci-fi, like, your space western,
mm-hmm.
which is kind of its own genre, really. I think there's
space western.
Yeah, how many shows or movies fall into that space western thing? Because I was trying to think. Because I think Firefly is a big one.
I don't know any.
I know. All I can think of is Trigun, which is an anime. It's a good one. Trigun's a good one.
Is that a movie or a show?
It's a show.
There we go. There's something to watch.
It's an old one from, gosh, the 90s.
Take a drink every time we say a show we're gonna do.
All right, but
we don't have any alcohol right now. Eventually.
But yeah, so...
When we make money, we'll get the alcohol.
So it's an interesting distinction.
Yeah, so then...
Yeah.
So they lose, and then we jump 6 years, and we see that they own a Firefly class ship named Serenity, which is what we mentioned, and Mal is the captain of the ship, and so is his second in command, and they've got a bunch of other crew. The first one we meet is actually Jane, who is...
How do you spell that? Is it like Jane, like the female name? Like the lady name?
I got it. Jayne.
That's a lady name.
Don't say that. You saw him.
I know. I'm just saying it's an interesting choice.
All right, so Mal's played by Nathan Fillion, who I called Mr. Sexy. You've probably seen a bunch of Joss Whedon stuff and Castle.
Oh yeah, and Castle.
And then Zoe is Gina Torres, who you've seen in. She was on Angel. She was on Pushing Daisy. She was on Hannibal. I believe she's on Suits. So she's been around.
Yeah.
And Jane is played by Adam Baldwin, who's not an actual Baldwin.
Oh, I was gonna say, is he a Baldwin? I can't keep track of those guys.
I think there's only 3 Baldwins, but he's not.
Oh, I can't keep track.
He's not one of them.
There's more than one.
Chuck.
Oh, okay.
He was like a main character on Chuck. And he's called the Gun for Hire. So they are like taking some crates from a ship that looks like they probably stole.
They're kind of like Futurama. Really?
I don't.
They're like a space delivery system. Have you not seen Futurama?
Nope.
Oh, it's classic.
I know what happens to the dog.
Yeah, everybody knows about the episode with the dog, but no, that's really all I thought of. It's like they're like transporting stuff, so I'm like, oh, they're like pirates or it's Futurama.
Yeah, so basically they have a crate. They've got a couple crates of. I told you it was gold at first.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you believe me.
I don't. I was just trying to watch my own thing. I was just trying to figure it out myself.
I thought it'd be fun to trick you a bit.
Nah.
No.
Nah. Let me figure it out. I've learned not to trust you watching things.
I know. I'm such a horrible person. Anyway, so there's an alliance ship that finds them. Wash, who is the pilot played by Alan Tudyk, finds them. Mm-hmm. Alan Tudyk's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff. I know who Alan Tudyk is.
All right, good. Don't need to explain him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then he's on the ship, and he's like I said, he's the pilot, and so he basically sees that there's an alliance cruiser, and if they get caught, then they're screwed a bit. But they send a distraction beacon, and they get on the ship, and they go away. Ooh.
Nice.
Did you like that bit?
With
like getting the.
Yeah, it was fine.
You like the dinosaurs?
Nah, it's alright.
You didn't like the dinosaurs?
I like the dinosaurs. Yeah,
that was fun.
The dinosaur part was fun. I appreciated that one. But
you gotta do something when they're doing. He doesn't have a TV or like an iPod or an iPad or iPhone, whatever technology. It was 2002 or 25/17.
Which is like futuristic 2002, I guess. Is that how they're trying to pull that one off?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. So then they get all the, which we find out later. I'll just say it now what it is. It's food. Yeah. It's like protein bars. Which either looked like, I wasn't sure what it was supposed to look like. It's either supposed to look like, I said like chocolate bars? Or like, I was wondering what they taste like. Do they taste like chocolate? Or like, do they made from that? Is it like, just tastes like a brick meal? Like, this is like, one bar tastes like cereal, one bar tastes like brisket, one bar tastes like.
I feel like it just looked like it tasted very bland.
Like hummus, I don't know. Or
kind of like a nice, like a bready kind of thing.
Or it might just be like the bars from...
Some like pumpernickel.
It might taste like the bars from Snowpiercer, which, spoiler alert, are made from bugs.
Oh, I haven't seen Snowpiercer yet.
You'll forget
Spoilers.
that.
Oh, I don't know.
Really?
Alright. I don't know. Alright, go on.
Alright. So then they find out that they are Alliance branded. Mm-hmm. So basically they can be tracked a bit easier, which is not good for them.
Right. They gotta get rid of it.
They have a buyer on the planet Persephone, who is Badger, played by that guy.
Mark Sheppard?
Mark Sheppard.
Yeah.
I know who it is. I just said that guy. I'm like, what's that guy?
Yeah. I got what you were saying.
Yeah, I think that's one of my favorite things, and I might say this multiple times about like mid 90s and 2000 shows when you just like see somebody who's like big now.
Yeah, but they always look like tiny and thin. Back then you're like, look. Yeah,
so they're going on Persephone to sell this product to Badger, and two, get some people onto the ship to like basically rent they have a couple of spare rooms to rent to make some money, and they'll just take them somewhere. And they do get some people.
Yeah,
they do. Alright, so they get the first one is Shepherd Book, who is not a shepherd. He is a preacher. And he's not a grandpa.
What's the difference between a shepherd? Oh, you mean like shepherd, like literal?
Like a shepherd, like the one with the sheep.
But like shepherd, you can use it in a mediphorical religious sense too. Like the Lord is my shepherd.
Listen, my knowledge of religion is none.
Mine is too.
So I didn't know what it was.
Okay, yeah, no, I could gather that. I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot to ask about the other characters, but like, what do you think about like the characters that we see so far?
Oh, I mean like the main crew?
Well, like like Mal.
Yeah, they're fun.
That's it.
They're fine. Yeah, none of them like stood out to me. I was like, oh my god, this is my favorite character. But like,
well, there was. I mean, we got some other characters because they need to like shut up everything. So we meet Kaylee the mechanic.
No, she's cute.
She's cute.
She's not cute.
All the characters, you're just like, they're fine.
They're fine. Yeah. Do you like hate? Do you like not like anybody? No, I'm pretty neutral so far. I think they introduced the characters well enough, like, that you could tell what their character traits were. But I don't think they really had any, like, huge kind of shining moments so far where you're like, oh my god. I mean, except the dinosaur scene. That was good.
So what was your favorite for right now?
I appreciate him so far.
Yeah, and I think I forgot to mention this, but Zoe and Watch are married.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it says how long they've been married, but like knowing that I know that they met after the battle and when they got the ship. So probably not that long.
Summer, yeah.
Maybe, well, a few, like less than a decade.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, so they meet the shepherd, and Kaylee's being adorable when she tries to get him onto the ship.
Yeah, that was nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was cute.
And he says that he's got some money and he's got some stuff.
Yeah,
including a box, which you called the holy. She said it's just a light bulb from Pulp Fiction.
Just a light bulb in the box, Tarantino style. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah,
she was all happy. She's like, all right, you can come on. And then they get a couple other people. The one guy is Dobison. That's his name.
Dobison?
That's what it says on Wikipedia. I have Wikipedia just to make remember plot points.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
So that's the thing. And Simon Tam, or you called him Agent Smith.
It just because he had like the suit and he kind of like Cyclops glasses on.
Yeah, and like I kind of like played along with this for you, but like they were clearly like trying to make you think he was the bad guy.
It was a little like. I think it was a little too heavy-handed because you can like hint that like, oh man, maybe this is gonna be a bad guy, but they're just like, look at this guy, he's bad, watch out, we're gonna do something.
You're Australian.
I don't really know where I went with that.
You went Australian with it.
Oh no.
Well, I think that's the thing. I watch most of Joss Whedon shows. Like a lot of times they like set up like something that like for most people would assume is like the bad guy, but then as you go through it, you realize, like, no, they're actually good people. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of thing, like, he wants to not do what's the word I'm thinking of? What's the word?
Subvert your expectations.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
She's the smart one in the group.
Yeah. I get that, but sometimes, like, if you do it a little too heavy-handed, it's, like, obvious you're gonna try to do something with it.
Yeah, but then you find out about, like, his whole story, but I want to get up to a point that, Mal and Zoe and Jane meet up with Badger, and the Alliance has actually put out like a warrant or like a wanted thing on their ship, and so Badger's not happy, and they say he's a small-time gang leader, and he does not want the stuff, so he's not going to pay them, and he doesn't want the stuff, so he's a nice guy.
Don't want the goods.
He does not want the goods,
nope.
So he needs to find another person to do it, so he decides on a old business associate named Patience who shot him that one time.
Who sounds like anything but, really.
Well, she shot him. Yeah. Everybody brings it up. Didn't she shoot you?
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I feel like, yeah. That sounds like a standard, way to go about that conversation.
And then they meet everybody who's bringing on stuff, and Simon has a big crate.
Not suspicious at all. Not suspicious at all.
I said it was his dick in a box. I don't know if his dick is that big.
Take a look inside.
Okay, so then they're going to go to Whitefall, which is where Patience is. And then they basically explain to everybody that, they explain to the two tenants that they can only stay in the patron's quarters. They cannot go to the engine room or, like, the main room unless they have an escort. They can go to the kitchen. To where food is, and if they want to get their stuff...
Really, that's all that's important.
Yeah, sure.
If only if you can, like,
And if they want their main stuff, which is, like, in the main room, they just need somebody to go with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to introduce somebody. You can, if you want to edit this around. I forgot Inara.
Inara, yeah.
Who is a... Should we say what Mal calls her?
The ambassador lady.
I was about to say what we can call Mal calls her, which is he calls her a whore.
A whore, yeah.
She's a prostitute.
She's a prostitute, yeah.
Or a I would say companion.
Companion.
Which I explained to you.
Yeah.
Is actually legal and actually like aspired job career is well respected. So she's actually like the fact that she runs from them and is on the ship sometimes.
She's she's a classy lady. Classy lady who gets paid. Oh yes.
And she's got pretty outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Mal thinks so too.
Ho ho.
And she's played by Miranda Baccarin. I always forget. I never know her name. Baccarin, who is on shows like Homeland. She was on V. That show that did not last long. That looks stupid.
Yeah, that was like an alien show, right?
I don't know.
V was like Lady Aliens or something.
She's on Gotham now.
Oh, really? It's who?
Yeah. Some person? I don't watch Gotham.
Yeah, I don't either.
And most recently, in 2016, she was in Deadpool. She played Vanessa. That was fun.
That was...
Yeah. And then I made the joke that her specialty is on International Women's Day.
Hey.
It's called Sticking It Up There.
Aw.
Right up there.
Deadpool jokes.
I miss Deadpool.
That was fun. We had a good time there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have a thing. I think that scene where they're in the, or just that part where were they exactly when they were picking up people?
Persephone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that had the best set design out of any other location besides the ship, I think, in the episode. Because all the other places were like, I don't know, they seemed like they just looked like they were being filmed in Southern California. But that was just like a location where it's like they really, I think, put effort into the set design to like make it look like I don't know, I feel like they really like try to make something different about it. And I think so that was, I think, my favorite place look-wise out of the episode.
The way they describe Persephone kind of seemed like a well-established place. And like a lot of people went there, so they need to make it look like a good marketplace. Yeah,
I think they did a good job with that.
And then you said the spaceship you also liked.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had to put a lot of detail into that because that's probably going to be a location they have to, go to a lot. But I just mean out of like the outside locate, like the planetary kind of locations. I think that Persephone was done well.
Okay. So yeah, that makes sense. So basically, Alex explains like all that stuff, and you find out, and then Shepherd Book gives Kaylee his payment for being on the ship, and you find out what's in the box. It's strawberries. Which is like, it makes sense. It's just the fact they're traveling a lot and then they're like on different planets and maybe not all of them can grow crops.
So they don't get scurvy. Like pirates.
That would be, you need citrus for that. You don't need strawberries.
Oh yeah, but
as a pirate expert, I know this stuff. I read all the pirate books. I've seen all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
That's what your actual degree is in, right?
Yeah, piracy. I can probably get that online. Anyway. But like, it's funny seeing Kaylee eat the strawberry.
It was like weirdly sensual because I guess they're trying to show that like, oh my gosh, it's a big deal, but it's kind of weird.
Well, he had other food too. He had like tomatoes and like all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
And everybody has dinner together, and Simon's asking some interesting questions. I mean, later you find out, like, for a while you kind of think, like, he might be a bad guy. But there's a point when, like, you figure out why, and you're kind of like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Considering everything. And then Jane says something bad about Kaylee or somebody, and then he is left from the table because Jane's a dick.
Yeah. He's fun, though.
He's fun.
I like him. Yeah.
He's fun, but he's kind of a dick.
Oh, that's true. Very true.
But meanwhile, Wash gets a message saying that somebody sent a signal to an Alliance ship. So they have a mole on the ship. I wonder who it is. Who do you think it was?
A mystery. I don't know. I was just watching it.
Did you not think it was? Did you think it was Simon or?
It could have gone either way, I think.
Or do you think it was Book? It might have been Book.
Yeah, that was a possibility in my mind, definitely.
But then we find out that it is Dobson.
Some random guy. Yeah, it's some rando, really, because they didn't really put any focus on him at all. Except he was kind of in the background.
Well, Mal thinks it's clearly like Simon because he's like sneaking around going to the pig.
Yeah,
going to his box.
He was acting mad shady.
Yeah, but then so he punches him like you do
naturally. Yeah,
yeah.
Good.
But then Dobson's like, nope, I'm doing it, and they are not after the ship. So that's not the problem. They're after Simon. So Simon's like a fugitive.
Yeah, because he did some stuff.
He did. So what do you think? Like, well,
I don't know. They didn't really give enough time to really speculate on it. It was just kind of like you're watching it and just watching it unfold. It was a pretty fast reveal, I think. They didn't really spend time being like, I wonder what this big mystery is.
Well, one thing I want to bring up, one thing that Simon said during dinner, he mentioned that like he was a doctor. So did you believe he was a doctor?
I don't see why not.
I mean,
I was just kind of like, yeah, sure.
You said he was Agent Smith at first. That's something.
Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't see. It didn't come off as like a huge lie. So it was like I said, it wasn't really going either way.
Yeah. So then there's this big like fight. There's a bunch of guns everywhere, and
your standard Western fashion.
So they're trying to because they might shoot Simon, and then people are starting to come in saying like, what's going on, and then the Dobson turns around and shoots Kaylee in the stomach.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it was an accident.
Yeah,
he didn't mean to. He was a
little trigger happy.
He was trigger happy, but it was literally just like. Which is kind of like, why? Like out of all of them, like, she was probably the only one who deserved not to get shot.
Right.
Because she was just, like, adorable and
sweet. She was just doing her own thing.
And then she gets shot in the stomach.
But really, isn't that who always gets shot?
True. Anyway, so then they're trying to help her out. And like we said, Simon's a doctor. At this point, it's pretty clear he's a doctor because, like, he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's talking about.
So, like, they do, like, the surgery, which you made points about the fact that it just kept fading in and out.
Yeah, it was a weird kind of edit because I realized they were trying to show the passage of time, but they're just doing, like, slow fades, like, in and out, or just, like, fade to, like, kind of those dip to black kind of things. I'm like, I don't know. It was a weird editing choice as somebody who edits.
Yeah, and also we should bring up the point that Simon basically threatens Mal by saying because basically the line ship is on there, this has them, and wants them to release the prisoner or whatever. And basically Simon says, if you don't turn the ship around, I'm not going to save her. And then Mal's like, well, then I'll kill you.
Well, yeah.
But then it's like, well, then she's going to be dead anyway. So he's like, okay. So then the other deal is that if you don't save Kaylee, you're screwed. Which is point.
Right.
But then Mal's still upset about this because, like, obviously they don't know if Kayla's going to live or not. So then he goes over to the giant box and opens it up.
What's in it? Just like you do. It's like, there could be anything in here. Let's just flip it open.
It could have been a bomb, but it's not a bomb.
That was one of my first guesses.
It's not a bomb. It's a woman.
It's a lady.
Who is in...
A naked lady.
Well, like I said, she's in, like, cryo sleep.
Cryo sleep, yeah.
I don't know why she needed to be in cryo sleep.
I
know what...
I feel like you can do whatever you want if a body's in cryo sleep because it's just like a frozen, like they don't need to eat.
Which is also why she was naked.
Yeah. So you don't really have to eat or sleep or cryo sleep. Yeah. You just kind of throw them in a box and get going.
Yeah. So who did we had said points like who she was, but like who did you think she was like right away?
I don't know. I couldn't really tell because I think the show made you want to think something because the Mal character was like, oh, it's a lady, blah, 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 blah. So they were trying to obviously make you think it was something else than what she actually was.
Well, but that is a random woman in a box.
Yeah.
You usually are not thinking the most positive thing.
Yeah, I guess. But the show was obviously trying to subvert your expectations from the beginning. So I just kind of...
Whedon shows they wanted to subvert your expectations. So, like, at first, like, they all think it's just, like, some kind of prostitute.
Yeah, or like some type of like human trafficking kind of deal.
Yeah, turns out not the case. It is Simon's sister.
Yeah,
her name is River, and she is a bit off.
A bit. That's safe to say.
Yeah,
she's got some unresolved issues.
Yeah,
just from what I could tell,
which will be explained
eventually
as the series goes on.
Yeah,
and even when the movie goes on.
Oh, nice.
But I think like by the end you'll know. I think you know exactly what's going on with her. But Simon basically explains his story. Because everybody else, you kind of get some of their story, and you get more of their story as the series goes on.
Right. That's kind of what you're supposed to do.
So Simon explains that he is like smart.
Hey, I'm a smart guy. I can do smart things, but my sister
is smarter.
Is way smarter.
Well, like he said, he like went to medical school and was like 3%.
Top 3%.
Top 3%. But she's so much smarter than him.
Oh my god, she's like so smart, guys. Oh my god.
And
smart lady.
She, they got basically and then the family, which was also pretty rich, got a call from an Alliance Academy, and they wanted her to come join the school.
Shady school. This is not your Professor X school.
It was definitely a shady school, but they thought like government school, and she's like, no, I want to go. I want to like help out and stuff. And then Simon said he got some letters and then never heard from her. Which I mean, I have a sibling. You have a sibling. We would be concerned.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
You wouldn't be that concerned if you didn't hear from them for months.
Okay, months, yes.
Not even a phone call, nothing.
Yeah, I probably. Well, actually, no. That probably happens to my brother. I like text him and he's like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, well, like,
how's it going?
But you know where he is. Like, if you
right.
Especially like your 14-year-old.
Oh, true. That's a baby.
Yeah.
Actual
and then
baby.
Finally, she does send him a letter, which is like she mentioned all the stuff that like he's like, I have no idea what she's talking about.
It's in code.
Yeah. And she's like, help me. Basically, they're like torturing these people to like be. I'll go into it later.
Okay. Yeah. I'll wait.
They'll literally most.
They'll probably explain.
Like, I mean, it's a pilot.
Right. It's more to like grab your attention than actually explain stuff.
And so basically, Simon already went through like all this. Like he was basically going to be a doctor. And he basically like gave away like everything, like his job and most of his money to get his sister out of the school and just like go somewhere. And he succeeds, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to protect his sister. So I said Brother of the Year.
Yeah, that's a pretty good brother. Pretty good bro. I hope if something like that ever happened to me, my brother would personally. I'm not really sure how he would do that, but
I mean, if there was like somebody who was like punching you in the face and your brother saw it, he would probably go and punch them in the face.
That's true. Yeah.
And like your brother's a pretty big guy.
He's a fairly tall fella.
Yeah. So then Mouse was like, we're gonna go to Whitefall, and they are gonna drop off everything, including the goods and the Tams. So right now we're gonna get back to their mole, who they have tied up, and Mouse tells Jane to interrogate him, and in Jane's mind that can also mean torture. Yay! Torture.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing by some people's standards.
Yeah. It's funny because then it's like
enhanced interrogation techniques.
It's a really funny torture scene because it's literally like a thing where they're just like talking and he's got like his knife out and he's like saying, I'm gonna like cut you up in bits, and then Dobeson's it basically wants to know what the Alliance knows, and then Dobeson is just saying like they know everything obviously, and then James just like looks at all like, oh man, they know nothing, you're bad at this, and he was so excited, and I'm like, aw,
just want to see the poor guy torture somebody.
Aw. Like I said, Jane's kind of a dick. Also, we should mention, Dobeson offers him money to sell them out.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And
that's a thing.
Yep, that's a thing. Also, his name is Lawrence. Lawrence Dobeson. And luckily, there is a point. She also mentioned that during this whole fight, they see a Reaver ship.
It's not a reefer ship. I had to ask that question. They're called like reavers, and they're kind of crazy. So obviously, it's reefer madness going on.
Well, they're not. They're not like high on weed. They'd be fun then. Well, they're not fun.
I can dream. Okay.
Okay. Well, actually, there's a quote right here. So I can say, because basically Zoe explains, because Simon like has only heard them in like legend, basically, just in stories.
They're like these and Zoe's like, fabled characters, They're
basically like, they want to like, as what we're told, maybe this will change, that they went out to the outer ends of space and went mad.
Nice. I would probably do this.
And what Zoe says to Simon is right here, she says, if they take the ship, they'll rape us to death, eat our flesh, and sew our skins into their clothing. And if we're very, very lucky, they'll do it in that order. Mm-hmm. So, that's what they do.
How hard do you think it is to, like, sew skin into clothing?
They've probably been doing it for a while.
I feel like, doesn't it start to, like, smell after a while?
They're crazy.
Yeah, but they still have a sense of smell.
I don't even know if they do.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what space does to you. I'm not sure what space does.
Yeah. Well, luckily, like, the ship doesn't really notice them. So they're good. And, like, remember that there was a deal, which basically was Simon had to keep Kaylee alive.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They were left off the ship. Mm-hmm. So, there's a point, and it's, like, really, like tense music, and Simon's, like, with Anara trying to, like, help get some stuff. Mm-hmm. And along the way, like, Mal sees him, and he's, like, obviously looks upset. And he says, like, you're not going to have much time. And he's like, what are you talking... Simon says, what are you talking about? And Mal's like, Kaylee's dead. Dun, dun, dun. And you can see that scene.
Yeah.
Where her arm goes, like, black.
Yeah, it was, like, a very dramatic, like, the hand falls open scene. And then you see, like,
the slow-mo and the sad music. Because he's like, oh, my God, what's going to happen to, like, me and my sister?
Right.
This isn't good. Then he goes into the hospital room.
Yeah.
She's fine.
Oh, she's fine.
She healed pretty quickly.
Have a good time.
Cut to the next scene.
That was a good cut. Everybody's just laughing.
Because, I mean, that's a really stark joke, but I loved it.
Yeah, no, that was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, and like, I remember when I first watched the show, like, that was the first time I just, like, laughed out loud. Mm-hmm. I'm just like... Because that's, like, so horrible.
Yeah.
Like,
it's good, though.
It was a good thing. It's like, Jane watched Zoe and Mal. I was like, who's the other guy? Mm-hmm. And at this point, they're saying, like, yeah, kid's going to be fine. And they're going to go to Whitefall to sell the stuff to patients. So then they get onto Whitefall, which you said looked like Southern California.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, that... It was, I guess, like, I realized he said, like, terraform, but there was still, like, I don't know, I was expecting it to be a little more alien-looking. I don't know. It's... Well, like... It didn't, like, blow me away. I don't know, the set didn't blow me away.
They mentioned, like, they terraformed it to make it look more like Earth, and also when they went out there, they didn't find any aliens.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, the alien thing was weird.
Then I think it's just an interesting thing because like most shows when you go into the universe you find aliens. Yeah. But what if that's true? Like if you go into the world and there isn't any aliens?
I guess it's a thing. I don't know.
Landed that terraform.
You would expect some form of life. If you're finding planets that are somewhat stable enough to live on, you would think you would find some form of life or something.
I think like Joss Whedon was like all these TV shows do that. So let's do something different.
I guess they were just trying not to go down like a Star Trek kind of route, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I like aliens. They seem
we're not getting
cool.
In this show, so get over it.
They had horses though. I'm not sure. The horses thing was weird.
I love that's the one thing that bothered you.
It was just, it's so weird. Like, because you say, you're taking people out into space. You're like, all right, and you're taking like livestock into space so you can raise and do your farm things. All right, you're taking horses into space. Okay, like I guess it's just a weird thing. Like it's again with the thing that's like it's Western, yes, but also I think it still needed an element to make it like to throw that space kind of, not alien as in like extraterrestrial, but just kind of alien as in not quite Earth like. You know what I mean?
I think they were trying to go for like more like this is Earth. It's just like different planets. And
right.
Like, this is what we're doing, kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't mind. Yeah. I'm not nitpicky like you. So anyway, so they get to Whitefall and they're ready to make the deal, but they're like it's Jane, Zoe, and Jane are kind of like scouting out, saying like they're probably gonna have snipers and stuff.
Yep.
But like they're hoping that they can make the deal, get the money, and go. Mm-hmm. And so Zoe and Mal go down to make the deal. There's a bunch of people there. There's a sniper, which gets dealt with very quickly.
Yeah, that was funny.
And then Jane's there, and then they give her a sample of the protein bar thing, and then she gives them the cash. But she doesn't. But I said in the commentary, Patience is a bit of a bitch.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Anyway. So she doesn't want to give them the money. So he gives it back, but I think they've got like a plan, sort of. Mm-hmm. And then you see the guy, Abe Lincoln guy.
Yeah, you got an Abe Lincoln hat. That's
Abe
nice.
Lincoln hat, and then they're saying, "Oh, that's your best shot," and then Jane just shoots him. Yeah. And then shooting, all of the shooting, and then Zoe gets shot, but luckily for her, she has got a bulletproof thing.
Yeah, bulletproof vest, which I feel like you need in a situation like that. Mm-hmm. It's a smart investment.
Yeah, meanwhile on the ship, government guy escapes.
Oh, government guy, it's doing his own government thing.
And then beats up Shepard.
He beats up, he's aggressive.
A bit.
He's a little bit aggressive.
I think he's mad, like, he got tied up.
Yeah, but you don't need to beat up a
he hit him on the head once and he's out, and then he hits him a few more
times. Then he's like, hold on, I have to go back.
My theory is just like he's only gonna be knocked out for a few minutes anyway.
Yeah, no, don't need to cause that much damage to the poor guy.
I know. I mean, he's nice. He's a good fighter, but like he's nice. So then anyway, they go into the River kind of gets a feeling that something's up, which might be an indication of something that I know and you don't.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
And then Dobson comes in and takes her back on point. And then Kaylee's just trying to like tell Wash like this is going on. Meanwhile, the Reaver ship finds them and wants to do said things that are mentioned.
Yeah, the bad stuff.
The bad stuff. Very bad. It's actually horrible stuff.
Yeah, it's awful. It's some like Viking era kind of
on Fox
stuff. I'm not sure if the Vikings actually sewed skin into their clothing. Maybe they did. I don't know.
Who knows? Anyway, so then more fighting, blah blah blah. More fighting and all that stuff. The Dobson's got River, and Wash informs. Will they actually Mal, Jane, and Zoe actually get the money? Mm-hmm. And basically, he's like Mal's like, I did my job. I want my money. Mm-hmm. So there you go. And then Wash warns them that like, hey, there's these Reavers coming. We should go do something about it. We should leave.
Probably do a thing, yeah.
Then they ride back on horses, but maybe that was why they had horses, because plot device.
Yeah, sure. They could have had, like, mechanical horses.
They weren't that... It's Western.
Yeah, you can still have, like...
They didn't have...
It's the future.
I will say that there are no mechanical horses on this show. There's, like, other things. But anyway. So then they try to get back to the ship. Meanwhile, Dobson still got River at gunpoint. But then Simon gets a gun, and he's like, you could clearly tell in their fighting scenes that he has never fought a day in his life. He's just like a rich guy who, like, I mean, he's such a good guy, clearly.
Yeah, he's a good fella.
But, like, he's clearly never shot a gun. or like killed a person or fought at all. And River's just
I can relate to that.
River's just like freaking out. She's got some PTSD. She's
got some.
I like River.
She's seen some stuff.
Oh, she's seen some stuff, all right.
Oh, okay. I'll take your word for that.
Anyway, but then Dothan grabs her again and has her at gunpoint. And then, my favorite thing that happens in television and in movies ever, which is the bad guy tries to make an epic speech, and then somebody just comes in and shoots him.
That's, yeah.
I'm a fan of that. Jones, I love that.
It's a great scene.
Avengers when that happened. Mm-hmm. And, like, this time, like, literally, he's gonna say, like, if anybody tries to, like, if anybody does anything, Mal, meanwhile, has had too much of this shit, pulls out his gun and just shoots him dead. Mm. And then they throw his body off the ship. I love that.
That's fun.
And then they're trying to, like, get rid of these Reavers, and then they try to... What were they trying to go? Like, Ivan, I think? Was the speed they were trying to go?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they called it Ivan. Anyway. So, they go to, like, Ivan's speed, or whatever. Meanwhile, Mal tells Inara to put, I think he wanted Simon, River, and Book on her ship so they could escape. Mm-hmm. But Book helps out with Kaylee and Jaina. They're trying to, like, get the engine to work a bit faster. And that's where you get the romantic tension between Inara and Mal.
Yeah.
You felt nothing.
Tension.
You didn't feel... I mean, it's a pilot, so you might feel something eventually.
Right, maybe, I guess. But, yeah, I don't know. It has to do something. Didn't do much for me.
It was a whole arm touch.
I was like, wow, they're staring.
I think at this point they've at least, like, known each other for about maybe, like, a year, maybe more. Mm. So, who knows? So they're trying to avoid this Reaver ship, and they succeed! Yay!
Good for them.
I don't know what the other ships are gonna... I don't know. I was about to say, but there's those people on that planet. You're good.
Yeah.
You rape them to death. And so their skin.
Yeah! Woo!
Anyway.
Party!
So then it's basically... We're rounding out the episode a bit. And basically, Jane tells Mal, like, the Alliance is going to keep coming after them because they've got fugitives on the ship, especially somebody valuable like River. Mm-hmm. And Mal basically asks Jane, did Dobson offer you any money? And, like, it's clearly that he did. And Jane's honest about it, just saying, like, he didn't offer me enough. It's kind of wondering what's going to happen the day that somebody does. Mm-hmm. So, so basically Jane's like it seems like he's the type of guy who will basically, like, betray somebody for enough money.
That's fair.
He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's lovable.
He's fun.
But, yeah. Anyway, but Mal, like, I think because he either likes him a bit or maybe he sees the value in Simon. Besides, he can stay on as a medic. Yeah. Because he says the truth of the matter is they're going to be safer if they keep moving. Mm-hmm. Which is true. Mm-hmm. So, they've got all this, and that is the end of the pilot.
Woo! Boy, howdy.
So what'd you think?
I thought it was a solid start to the show. I'm not sure if it, pulled me in enough where I was like, oh my god, I have to keep watching. Because, there's shows where it's like, I have to watch the episode right now after you watch a pilot. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure I felt that specifically, but it did make me interested. Like, I do it has some really good, I think, world building elements and has an interesting enough setup, but nothing that was like, I have to keep watching it right now.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite character yet? And do you have a least favorite character yet?
Not really. I don't think I've, through this first episode, there's really a good enough chance to know the characters well enough to really be like, I love this person or I hate this person.
Yeah, but you dislike them.
Not really. I don't know. I haven't been able to form a good enough opinion because like I said earlier, like, they give you enough about the character to be like, okay, this is who this character is. Like, this is the basic kind of archetype they're going for. But it's not enough to really stand out to make them,
Yeah, I mean, rewatching
dynamic.
I think this is probably I think I rewatched it once because basically when we watched Turn on the DVD, it was out of bed already. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the first time I've watched it without I watched it without a commentary. I mean, I watched it the first time with just normally. Mm-hmm. But I would agree. It's probably not the best pilot that I've seen. It's a good pilot though, mm-hmm. And I kind of wanted to keep going afterwards. But, like, I don't, like, I mean, I'd say, like, basically all the episodes in this, like, 14-episode bundle are really good. Mm-hmm. There's some that are not as good. Like, right. But they're still, like...
naturally.
It's not, like, terrible. Like, I think there's a couple episodes that I think are a bit worse than this, but, like, I'd say somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, you know, solid.
Yeah, it's solid. It's definitely a solid start.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good. I mean, you have that kind of excitement to it where it's like, oh man, people are shooting.
Like we said, like there's no aliens, so it's different.
Yes. Yeah, it's different from, you know.
And it's like even different from like other Joss Whedon stuff. It's different from a lot of stuff on television.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely, I think, something really positive it has going for it is that it's really different. And I think that was probably a huge risk for the network to take. Obviously, they didn't fully invest in that. Mm-hmm. But it's a cool and different thing to see.
Yeah, so that's the end of that episode. Luckily, this episode it's technically 2 parts, so
yeah,
doing it together is about an hour and a half.
It's 2 episodes.
Most of the episodes after this is about 40 minutes each.
Yeah. Each standard hour long.
So that's the end of this episode of First Reaction Fan Reaction. We'll be continuing Firefly next week with the next 2 episodes, which are called The Train Job and Bushwhacked.
Ooh.
Which are both about like 40 minutes.
That sounds fun.
And yeah, bye guys.
Peace.
You can't take the sky from me.